What is going on? Tony here at LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com. I want to say, hope you're having a great evening. I know it's 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Central. Give me some quick feedback. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. Last time we went live, I did not do the check, and people said the screen froze up and they couldn't see anything that I was doing. And that's the only time that I didn't do a check. I usually do. What's going on, Nelson? Genesis, what's up? Mr. Vega, loud and clear. Okay. So Nelson says, so it's crazy because I didn't do a check last time thinking it would be good, and then no good. How's everybody doing? Check. What's in here? Anyway, how many of you on here have been checking out the pub forum? And if you have, what do you think about it so far? I'm going to actually go to it right now quickly. Like I said, it's a brand new forum. People are starting to use it, which is awesome. I know Genesis here, you are using it. I see you. Doing good, doing great. What's up, Tony? Wife and I. What's up, Stephanie? VIP of the Villages, Florida. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I know you're in there a lot. I see you in there a lot. Well, I think it's going to take a few months for it to really build up. You know, this is literally the first week since we launched it. I hope we don't have any internet issues tonight. I could actually take this off. How is the video quality, by the way? It looks a little blurry on my end. Love the pub. Just fixing some biting and second attempt came out perfect. Thanks to feedback. Awesome, Logan. I'm glad you were able to get that fixed. So for those of you who have not checked out the pub.learn auto body and paint, I'm going to send you a link here. If that says wrong URL or oops, that page doesn't exist, just click the logo on the top left and you're going to be redirected to the homepage. And then you could sign up at the top right. As of now, there's only an email sign up. So you're just going to have to sign up like that. Again, AOL and Hotmail are out of the gates as of now. I'm going to have my guy jump on that issue. He's just been doing some other things right now. I'm going to have him jump on that issue very, very soon, and we're going to get a workaround with that. Especially, we want to integrate the social media, sign-in capability for you guys. All right. So, what's everybody working on? A bit blurry. It's good now. Quick question, Tony. Can I paint a 75 C10 silver metallic in pieces, or do I have to do it all complete? If it's my AOL is working just fine. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric, for the feedback there. Yes, you can post videos in the forum. So all you have to do is if you post a YouTube video, if you upload a YouTube video, just grab the URL in the browser and just post that on a new line. It has to be a new line, okay? Not like in the middle of a sentence, on a new line. All right, then it will basically pop up a video. So Nelson, back to your question. Yes, you can. If you are painting your truck a stock base color, make sure you mix it up really good, right? And then spray it. You shouldn't have any issues at all as far as matching if you keep it the same stock paint. If you start adding pearls or flakes to it, it's going to be an issue with matching. But if you're just doing a straight silver base coat, mix it up really well. mix up your base, shoot it, and then you could just do it again when you're ready to paint the other pieces. So yeah, so you shouldn't have issues like that. Daniel from Arizona, I really like it. It's badass. Awesome. Can we post videos in pub? Yes. 66 bug. Awesome. Eric, those little things are cute. Raphael, 78 F150. Wow. I look like I have orange peel. Hopefully it's clearing up now. 2004 Crown Vic. I'm doing the bug I posted in the forum. Sweet, sweet, sweet. What's up, Mondo357? Flipping a 2013 Silverado. Selling my wife's old O2 Camry with a fresh blue pearl OE paint job. Wow, I'd like to see that. Did you post that in the pub? Logan, if you can, post it in the pub. Go here, click on the top left to get to the homepage. Again, guys, I have no idea why it's showing as a weird link when I post it in the YouTube here. Because when I click on it from YouTube, it says, oops, that page doesn't exist. That's really, really odd. I don't get it. I do not get it. Okay, so we got a question. What's going on, Galal? Adnan. Robert, question. Robert said, sanding down the underside of a 66 Mustang hood, but not to bare metal. Can I use epoxy primer or do I have to use 2K? Epoxy primer, go over prior sanded paint. You could go with epoxy primer if you want to. That is totally fine. You could do an epoxy. Epoxy is more for going over metal because it's such a hard, you know, it really, it's a hard catalyst when it catalyzes, it's really hard. So epoxy is really good for over bare metal, but you could, it doesn't have to be over complete bare metal. You can go over, you know, feathered out paint as well. So that's fine. You could go either or. Some people go with the epoxy, scuff it up a little bit, and then go with a 2K on top of that. And what I mean by scuff it up is just to take it down with like a 320 or a 360, get it kind of flat, and then go over it with a 2K for a final, you know, base coat for base. Final prep coat for base, should I say. Victor says, I'm doing a 77 C10 candy paint. Sweet. What color candy? Can I single stage a complete paint job? It's white also. Of course you could. Well, I don't understand. Can I single stage a complete paint job? Of course you can. One second, guys. Okay. All right, so Mondo says, what's your take on poly primers? What are you looking for? What kind of information are you looking for? Poly primer is literally just a thick, super thick primer. Like, what was that brand? Featherfill by Evercoat has a very, very thick primer. If you don't clean your guns out right after you spray, you're going to have an issue because that stuff will cake up in your gun. I've tried it. What project did I use that on? I used that on the BMW project last year. And I mean, it feels really good. It's super thick. You're going to need a 2.0 tip at least to spray that out. And I mean, I think it's overkill. Unless you're filling over, unless you're spraying over 80 grit or 100 grit, which some people do, which I don't like to do. I like to take it down a little bit more and then use a 2K. That feather fill is just kind of overkill in my opinion. I mean, you don't have to. It's just like spraying filler. It's up to you though. If you want to try it, test it out. Okay, so Eric Antonio Riviera, say hello. Okay, Eric, if I do an OEM pearl paint, is the pearl in the paint or do I have to add it to the first clear coat? Eric, it depends if that paint is a three-stage paint or not. I don't know. What year is the car? If it's a newer car, most likely it could be a three-stage paint where they give you your base coat, they're going to give you your middle stage, which is the pearl coat, which you mix with reducer and you spray, and then you got your clear coat on top of that. So I don't know if that is a three-stage, but pearls can also be in base coat, right? You can have a pearl base coat, which is just your base coat, and then you put clear on top of it, and that's a pearl paint job. So it depends on what you're doing. I don't know your exact situation, Eric, but it can be. For instance, my wife's 2015 Highlander is a three-stage paint, Toyota. It's basically the white, and then it's a white pearl on top of it, and then the clear coat on top of it. It's going to be sweet, starting from bare metal. Victor says it hardens up real quick once you add hardener. Yeah. What Atom guns offer the 2.0 tip? As of now, I'm pretty sure the X20 and 21, both of them have the 2.0 tip, and the mini one does not. What's up, Kevin? How are you? Hope all is well. I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, great. So Richard says, why do you use a silver paint before you put on candy apple red? Well, you got to think of it like this. Candy is a clear tint of clear coat, basically, pretty much, right? It's a clear polyurethane paint that you put on. You could even go over white, but it's going to kind of look pinkish. Silver is the best for candy because it will bring out that candy to its brightest color, right? So spraying candy over silver is the best, but it doesn't have to be sprayed over silver. If you're a total newbie, I recommend spraying candy over that color base coat. So if you pick out a beautiful red, a nice bright red that you like, you can spray red candy apple red on top of that. It's going to be a little more forgiving for you. It's not going to be as harsh on you when it comes to your end result, right? Because if you're spraying candy apple red over silver, you have to spray it really well, or else you're going to start to see the dark areas, especially if you're spraying panel by panel, which you're not supposed to do when painting candy. You're supposed to go the full length of the car, right? You're supposed to take very, very long strokes. Painting over a red base or even a red metallic will be a lot more forgiving for you, and you probably have a better result. When I started practicing candies, that's how I practice candies. I would spray green candy, green lime over green base coat. It really enhances the color. It might be a little darker than what you want, but still it comes out really nice. So if you want a darker candy red, pick a dark red. You want to go with a lighter, try to pick a bright red, because the candy will dim it down and make it dark, but it will still give you that deep look. Actually, I plan to do a lot more demos and videos on candy stuff. Once it starts warming up here, I have a lot of things that I want to start doing with pearls and flakes and candies. So those kind of videos will be coming up very, very soon in the next couple of months. So I hope that answered your question, Richard. Eric, I'm picking a paint on a new car I like for my Bug. I want a pearl I have seen on a new PT Cruiser. So, Eric, I would just get the color code for that sucker. Go to your local auto body supply and ask them if it's a 3-stage or not. Sometimes you can say, hey, I just want a 2-stage, and they will make it in a base only. So your job will be less intense, especially if you're not, spraying a car a week. If you're kind of like a newbie, if you're a newbie, then tell them, is it possible to just turn it into a 2-stage paint? Most times they can. They'll basically mix it to where the pearl is in the base coat, so it'll just be a 2-stage. It'd be easier for you to shoot down. Hope you're kind of getting this, but ask them because most times they can do that. Nathan says, I'm painting black cherry pearl. Any tips? You got to give me more info on that. What kind of paint are you using? It's just hard for me to give you tips just based on that couple of words there. Are you painting black cherry pearl over black base, or what are you doing? Because you can get that same exact look by spraying red pearl over black base. It'll turn to a red cherry pearl. So I'm not sure what you're doing. Hey, Tony, I have an 86 C10 very pitted panels. Do I sand, vinegar, then fiberglass pits, build from there? Marcus, I would take it down with 80 to 100 grit down to metal. You could treat it with vinegar, water. Then you're going to have to re-sand it with about 150 to just get it scuffed down again. And you could, if the pitting is not that bad, you could just fill. I would use a thick 2K primer and just fill it. Or you could just epoxy it. If you have a lot of metal, if you have a lot of metal areas, I would actually probably epoxy it. Epoxy prime the whole thing. Cut it down with a 280, 320 grit, get it flat, and then go spray 2 coats of 2K primer on top of that. And then you could block sand it out, ready for paint. Am I going to fix the Tacoma? I will be fixing the Tacoma once it starts getting warm. So yeah, my truck is waiting for me. I mean, it looks like crap. I mean, it doesn't look like crap. It's just a little dent in the quarter panel. I can show it to you. You guys want to look at it? What do you think of the brand name Glinger Clear Coat? I've never heard of that brand, so I'm not sure. I will say, don't be afraid to test it. Okay, so Robert says, so what you said about the candies, if you did go with a red base and then candy tinted clear, can you do that in pieces? Or again, I wouldn't recommend doing any candy in pieces unless you're doing a motorcycle and you just have 4 or 5 pieces and you're doing it all right there in front of you. You could probably match the color as you're doing it. But a car in pieces are going to be a little tricky because they're big parts. It's better to spray a candy car in full because you could, if you see any areas, you could do your blending, and it gets tricky with candy, guys. It really does. Daniel, if I wanted to paint the full car, I shouldn't use a 30-gallon tank. Correct. It is possible, but it's going to get tricky because you're going to start to run out of air volume. You're going to be waiting, you're going to be waiting for 5-8 minutes for the tank to catch up. You're going to be spraying. You're going to be worrying about a dry spot, because you're not flowing the paint on consistently around the car. I've done it a couple times on emergency because our big compressor broke down at the shop. But I wouldn't. Maybe you could break the car down in 2 sections, paint half of the car, the front clip, and then maybe do the quarter panels and the roof on another time. Kind of break it down into 2 parts. Okay, let's see. Worked on a X5 front bumper, had to pull out the heat gun. Also, that's sweet, 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 sweet. Okay, that solves it for me. Thanks. I have to do it in part, so candy's out. Candy's out. I would not screw around with that. I'm so over winter. Oh God, so am I. Why do you think I'm planning to freaking move back to Hawaii? I'm gonna keep this property though. I'll probably keep this property. It's not huge for Texas, but it's a nice sized lot with 2 structures on it, so it's cool. What's your favorite brand of paint? For clear coats, I like the House of Color clear coats as of now. Little pricey, but I think it's a very good product. For base, I like PPG and I like DuPont. What do you think about water-based paint? I've never really painted a lot of water-based paint. It's pretty much the same process of solvent. It just takes longer to dry. And you got to be careful because you don't want solvent pop, and you got to make sure that stuff dries before you lay your clear coat on it. Weren't you there for the bomb scare? I was there, but my phone was on silent and I had no idea, so I would have been a dead man. So it's not like I panicked and freaked out. I was home. I didn't even know about it. I didn't even have time to panic and freak out because by the time I found out about it, I found out that it was an error. What do you think about the wet clear coat? Never sprayed it, so I'm not sure. It's probably okay. Have you ever used Eucrem paint? I have not. I have not used it. There's tons of brands out there, guys. How do you feel about the Home Depot 60-gallon air compressor? I don't know the exact model you're talking about, but if it's a 60-gallon with at least a 5 horsepower and it's pumping 16 to 18 CFM consistently for you, then I think it'll do. Have I worked on the mini truck lately? Nope. I have the videos. Actually, when it starts getting warmer, I want to finish it up because I want to do the black in the bed. So it's pretty much almost there. It's sitting in my garage on the other side. Best way to prep and paint the chrome bumper. So I would sand it down with about 100 grit. 80 might be a little too coarse. 100 grit, 80 to 100 grit. Scuff it, get all the scuff marks in it, and then throw 2 to 3 heavy coats of 2K primer. Fill it up, block sand it or hand sand it with 400 grit, and you're ready for paint. Yep, you got it. All right, guys. So smash the like button here. What we want to do the next time, maybe the next time we get on, we're going to be doing free pearl giveaways, pearl and flake giveaways over at the pub. So you guys need to be sure you are registered at the pub here and you contribute to the forum. Just share your story and say, hey, what's going on? Post what you're working on, So click that link there, guys, and click the top left logo. It's going to refresh to the homepage. Create yourself an account and share your story. Post your story there. We got a ton of people. I mean, the last time I checked, we had probably around 200 to 300 people. It's probably close to 300 people now. Not everybody is posting. Some people are just reading the threads, but I encourage you to post, share your story, talk to other people, help other people out. you know, like other people's posts. Let's get this community going. I think it's going to be really, really awesome. We got a ton of people in there. We got Mr. Genesis here. He's in there a lot, I noticed, as well as a few other people. What we're going to be doing is, I guess, as I do the YouTube live, I will create a topic in here, and you guys are going to jump in there, right? And you're going to post something like pick me or whatever. And you guys are all going to go in there, post, and I'm going to have a random number picker, random number generator, and it's going to generate a number, okay, from like 1 to 100 or 80 or whatever I do. And that number is going to be the winner of the pearl or flake that we do. So it's going to be fun. Maybe we'll even do a spray gun depending on how many people we start getting in there. So it's going to be cool. Talking about spray guns, speaking about spray guns, Zula is doing a sale right now where if you buy an Atom X20 or X21, you get the Atom X16 for half off. That's basically like 80 something bucks. So I'm going to post the link there. Hopefully. So it's, dude, it always goes to a page not found. So just click the top left Zula logo. Once you're there, if you pick out a Atom X20 or 21, if you add it to cart, you're gonna actually get a pop-up that says, hey, do you want to add the Mini X16 for half off? So you're going to click a tip size. You're going to say yes. That's if you want it. Just to let you know. Just letting you know. No pressure, guys. Just letting you know what's going on. So Nathan says you should always use a block when sanding anything. True, but not true when you're doing round surfaces. I like to use the palm of my hand. Some areas on cars, bumper covers, round areas, nothing beats your hand, guys. Nothing beats your hand. Sometimes you use this section, you use your palm, you know, you're washing around the corner, you're getting in like the 67 Chevelles in the back by the mirror. You know, you get in there. Those round blocks are too stiff. So, you know, don't underestimate your hand. I like using my hand for sanding bumpers and bumper covers because you can get in all the little grooves. The only problem with that is you can sand the skin off your hands. And every time I do body work and sanding, wet sanding, I sand the skin off my hands and my fingers get tender. So you'll see me with little Band-Aids around like the sections of my knuckles and stuff. Yeah, you could put a glove on, but then you don't feel anything. You know, it's like wearing a condom. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys liked the Q&A tonight. Hit the like button. If you're a total newbie, how many total newbies on here? How many people have never been on here before? And I'm sorry I didn't have time to email our subscribers to tell you about the show. And I haven't been, you know, posting every Thursday night like I should. But again, we're getting on much more than before. So I'll be posting live in the next couple of days. And definitely I'm going to be on so much more once it starts getting warmer. You know how that is. First time. Awesome. So if you're a first timer, I want to give you a auto body and paint manual. If you go to this site right here, you're going to be able to download a free auto body book. Check it out. And again, if you click that, it's probably going to say page not found. Click the top logo on the left. I am not sure why YouTube does this every time I post a link. It's very weird. So once you get to that site, just click the top left logo and you'll be able to put your email in to get a free 85-page auto body manual. Mondo, my Warwick is still kicking ass. The finish looks good and still have my OG seals and rubbers. That is OG for you. We also have a couple of Warwicks on the site at Zula.com for sale. closeout deals if you guys want to get them. Once we sell out, that is going to be it for the Works. Got things to paint, waiting for summer as well. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. Thanks for getting on. I'll be on in the next couple of days, and I'll make sure to email my subscribers to make sure they know we're on. And yeah, would a 75-gallon clear coat be a good deal? I mean, yeah, it's a good deal, but I don't know the quality of that clear coat. You know, some of the cheaper clears, you get that yellow tint, you know, and they don't last as long. I don't know, you know. And a snap coats, you know, he probably used to buy them for like $50 and sell them for like 120, 130. But some of the clear coats, you know, not that great. So I don't know. For me, I like to put the best on my cars. So that's why I go with House of Color. Little pricey, but I know I'm putting good stuff on the car, you know, especially if it's a project that I, you know, want to come out nice. If you're doing cheaper flipper cars, then yeah, why not use the cheap stuff? I'm all about that. All right, guys, have a great night. I'll talk to you soon. Hit the like button before you leave. I'll see you on the next couple of days. Peace out. Bye.